Griffin the Griffin by BlackWing. Chapter 23. Heartfelt. So, I was meaning to ask, Griffin, Nadine began. Just call me Griff or Dumbass. It's less awkward, I replied, causing Gilda to giggle again, and our newest member to look at me confused as to why the captain would ask her to insult him. All right, Griffin, you told the other one that you gave him a kidney. What did you mean by that? She continued her question. Oh, right, I forgot. I haven't explained myself exactly yet. Well, let's begin. I'm not actually a griffin. I'm an alien. I came to this world maybe 3 months ago. Forgot exactly, and I guess I got turned into the first thing I met, being Gilda over there. Anyway, I left my world as an escape. It's a harsh and unforgiving place where those with wealth rule and do all they can to stay on top, which means oppressing those beneath them. Basically, what that bastard Carl was doing to your village, but on a global scale. Normally, family looks out for one another, except mine actually tried to kill me on a couple occasions when I was younger. I also had no friends, given that I was socially inept, due to the fact that my parents didn't even try to raise me into a proper person. That still doesn't explain the medical miracle. I was getting to that. Now, in this world, there have been a lot of medical advances, probably due to the fact that there's a large number of highly developed diseases. There's a large call for what is known as organ donors. Basically, if someone has a disease that destroys one of their vital organs, they need a replacement. I was looking for some meaning to my life, so I decided to donate one of anything I had two of that I didn't need. There wasn't any call for a lung of my blood type right yet, but somebody needed a kidney. Apparently, the guy had a drug overdose and destroyed both of his. They let me see him while he was passed out, and I learned a little bit about him. I demanded that they never tell it was me who saved his life. I wasn't looking for recognition, and I really didn't want someone going around acting like he owed me his life. So you gave him your kidney, and then... Nadine was interested, as was Gilda and Trixie. Edge and Growl didn't really care. We went on with our lives. 1 month later, that very same guy was right back out there doing drugs again. He got a second chance at life at my expense, and he was just throwing it away. What's more, a lot of addicts are punks, so they go around making others miserable, stealing from them all to make them feel better about themselves when they get off their high. Carl made my life a living hell. 6 fucking years. Ever hear of karma? Do good and good will come to you, and the opposite also being true? I did good, and I had nothing but pain come to me, while he was cruel and kept getting a free ride. I pretty much accepted that destiny and fate hate my guts. It's a good thing I at least have Lady Luck on my side, which is why I met all of you, and the reason I survived this long. I looked over at the dogs, and Etch was acting weird, almost like he was sad. Given that he had better hearing, I assumed he heard me and was getting all emotional. I didn't want anyone to see. That's such a sad story. No wonder you acted like you did when you saw him again. But how did you go here? How did he get here? Nadine knew why I did what I did to help her. It was only for a moment, but she felt the same pain I did. Well, that's the thing. I'm about to explain something really freaky, and you can never tell another soul. If anyone besides us know this, it could spell disaster. Ever seen a movie or a play, theater performance? We have those in our world, called TV shows. They're entirely fiction, or so I thought. Turns out we're actually looking into different worlds without knowing it. Or so Discord says. Anyway, I was watching one about Equestria. I thought to myself, wow, that place looks nice. Much better than here. I want to go. Then some weird old guy came up, asked me if I wanted to, and when I said yes, I snapped my finger for dramatic effect. And here I am. Gilda looked a little astonished. So wait, you knew about this world beforehand? Only Equestria. I didn't know anything about the Dominion Gem Fido or the Dragon Badlands. Volcanic wastes, Black Marsh, or the jungle. It wasn't even shown. So why did you want to go to a world full of lame ponies? Gilda looked like she was actually getting mad. She probably thought I was cool, and the fact that I actually liked ponies was a tough pill to swallow. Let's see. I wanted to escape my world. Oh, look! Here's one where there's plenty to eat, nobody trying to kill you, and you can actually have the freedom to do what you want. Didn't matter that they were ponies, it was a happy place.
So what changed?
She asked. I found out the truth. Right up to that point, I was blissfully ignorant about what had happened in the other provinces, much like the ponies are. As soon as I found out that all that glitters is not gold, I got really pissed off. It's exactly the fucking same as my home, with the exception that here I have the power to do something about it. And I intend to. Etch, Growl, get over here. It's time to get over the plan in detail. As soon as the dogs made their way from whatever they were doing, I began. Alright, so we're going to sit in the forest for a little while longer and get stronger. Trix and I need to train on our mounted combat. Gilda, you need to learn how to shoot faster. Your accuracy is perfect. Now just get those shots off more frequently. Trixie, you need to learn some destruction and binding magic as well. Etch, Growl, I'm having it with you two at point. So, although I'm not too sure if Nadine could teach you a bit about stealth, which would come in handy. We'll try to hit a temple here in the jungle for loot. Once we've got a good bankroll, we'll head to the volcano territory, hire some mercs, and get a boat. Then we'll sail west and do some actual piracy. We're gonna need raid for wealth and supplies, and I know that the dog sends ships to the Zebra Isles to trade with them. Since piracy hasn't existed for 6 centuries, they won't be defended, and we can just take what we want. Then we'll hit the Dragonlands, maybe get a beast or two with us, pass back over the Dominion, drop anything extra, give them my knowledge, and take as many with them as we can. We'll wait there while some of the holds get scouted, and once we pick a target, we'll take it and send the slaves back to their families. Hopefully that will raise some morale enough for us to get some reinforcements. We'll gather momentum and move again and again until we take the whole thing. After a while, they should just start surrendering as soon as we show up, and that'll be it. We've got the potion maker, Nadine. Now all we need is a dedicated doctor and a smith, which I hope we'll be able to pick up along the way. The group nodded in agreement, all of them pondering the different aspects of the plan.
Well, all in all, it seems like a pretty good plan, other than the bits about getting more crew members being hasty. It's fairly sound,
Nadine pointed out. You seem pretty relaxed about the whole alien thing.
Well, it's not the first time Equestria has been visited. In fact, legend holds that my own people are from another realm as well, although it's been lost to time, she said, somewhat sad remembering her tribe.
Do you know where we will be attacking when we get that far?
Growl asked, quite out of character for him to talk at all. He's very quiet, which is a good thing. Also suspicious.
Nah, I'm just being paranoid.
Actually, I'm hoping you two would be the ones to scout that out. I motioned to the dog pair. Etch's tail wagged.
I one day hope to return home. I look forward to having my wife and Puck back in my arms.
So that's what he was sad about. My little sad story had brought back some memories. Later that evening, when all the others were asleep, Gilda approached me with a ragged look in her eyes, like something was bothering her. What's the problem? Something's the matter. What is it? I asked, by this point knowing her quite well.
You say you saw Equestria before you came here. What did you see, specifically?
I was dreading this, but it had to be done. The events leading up to Nightmare Moon's return, followed by several disturbances, all the way through to Discord's return and defeat. Yes, I know, I got here before that happened. There seems to be a bit of a difference in the timelines between our worlds. I also know that at some point in the future, Twilight Sparkle's brother is going to get married to Princess Cadence, although that episode hasn't come out yet. It's at the end of the season, with the Season 3 opening having an enemy pop out that the elements of harmony don't work on. Those two guys on the weird car, I saw their screw-up in Ponyville. In fact, most of the show is centered around there.
When did you plan on telling me all this? When were you going to stop lying to me?
Gilda almost had tears in her eyes. The fact that I had been holding back from her was tearing her up inside. A clear tell that she cared for me. Honestly, I had no idea. When the time felt was right, I guess. Once I found out that this world wasn't fiction, and by breaking the fourth wall, as it were, I wouldn't bring the entire universe crashing down on our heads. Who knows how that crap works?
I guess you were right in holding back, she paused.
You weren't exactly forthcoming with me either. She looked at me, thinking about her own past. I won't make you share it until you're ready. All in due time. So what else did you see? Anything about? She asked, then paused. I knew what she was going to say. I ignored it for the moment. I saw a pear-sprite invasion, a zebra that spoke only in rhyme. Oh, you should have seen it. Pinkie Pie's tongue became so big to fit in her mouth she couldn't even talk. Gilda cracked a smile. I could tell she liked the thought of a quiet Pinkie Pie. She then began to frown again. What about me? This was it. I can't lie to her anymore. She needs to know everything. Yes, I saw when you visited. I saw all of it. She buried her face in her arms. That was the worst day of my life. Okay, so maybe I did some things I shouldn't have, but I hadn't seen her in so long. I wanted some time alone, you know? I thought she might understand, and then she threw me away like an old sock. All those ponies, they have no idea what's going on. They just go about their daily lives, happy and uncaring about the rest of the world. I watched Pinks eat an entire cake that would have fed 10 Griffins for their birthdays. She's supposed to be the party pony. Where are their parties? Where's their cake? Where's their presents? All I got for my birthday was taken as a slave. Next one I got was my freedom at the price of never seeing my family again. Where's the justice? Why aren't they allowed to feel good? We're all miserable, and she's so over the top happy that it makes me sick. And then all the people from your world see me act like that. It's a wonder you didn't hate me as soon as you saw me. I wrapped my arm around her. She stopped crying and looked away, as though she was ashamed of being comforted by someone else. That's the thing. A lot of the fans did, not because of Pinkie, though. Most agree she went too far. It's actually Fluttershy, the little yellow one with the ducks that you yelled at. She's a fan favorite. She's the element of kindness. In fact, most wonder about her. Why is she so shy? What happened to make her walk on eggshells around everyone? She's probably the only one you could talk to about your past besides me. Of course, a lot also sided with you on that. They wanted to know why you were so angry. What happened in your life that caused you to be like that? They wanted to know your hidden pain and make it all go away. To show you that they care. Echo is one of them. So am I. Carl represents the majority of everyone else who was uncaring. Maybe if I had known him when we were both back on Earth? I don't know. I honestly think the guy who sent me here is my guardian angel or something, who slacked off for the past 19 years and is working overtime to make up for it. It's like he sent him here just so I could kill him. Gilda and I both laughed at that. Life was finally making a turn for the better for me. We're alike in so many ways. I'm the one who gets to know you, and I'm the one who gets to take it away, to destroy the source of pain and heal your wounds. I can't promise you'll see your family again. I'm not gonna lie, they might not be alive anymore. If they are alive, there is a chance. There's a chance that you might see them again. If we succeed, you'll be reunited. Edge will see his family again too, and if we fail, well, then we'll all be together in Tartarus, won't we? Given what we've done, we'll meet up there eventually. And I drew Hades, made a slight cut on my claw, then motioned for her to do the same. We pressed our wounds together. This is our pact. We won't give up, no matter what. We'll stay by each other's side till the end. We'll fix this broken world, or we'll die trying. She looked in my eyes, leaned in like she was going to give me a kiss, then blushed, backed out of it, and settled for leaning her head on my shoulder. Damn, so close. Anyways, given what I know from the story's timeline, we don't have to worry about any more public appearances. What do you mean? Gilda asked. There was a massive time lapse. The time between two of the episodes was over 6 months. We're right in that time slot now, which means Pinkie Pie, Applejack, Twilight, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity are coming after us. Either they'll find us and capture us, which, seeing as how I know they're coming, isn't likely. They'll find us and we'll convince them to go home, or they won't find us at all and give up since they have jobs to do back home, and can't go all over the world on a wild goose chase. In fact, them missing us completely is the most likely, since there wasn't an episode about us. Normally, Twilight writes a friendship report to Celestia, telling her what she learned. Unless she didn't learn anything with us, which is unlikely given that she's a brainiac. I'd have to say she didn't find us.
So basically you've been spying on this world, and since you know that the show is centered around them, as well as what the timeline is, we can dodge that entirely?
Yep. Pull out the map, will you? Gilda took out the map out of her pack and unrolled it on the treetop floor. They're not stupid. Well, Twilight isn't. So they'll know since we can fly and they can't that they'll never catch us by chasing. They'll try to head us off. Given that we went down the east coast, they'll think probably to go up the west. And a good staging area for that is here, Tailton Springs. But that's not what we're doing. We'll go here to Port Redstone and steal a ship. I say we've got a month and a half before they make it there. Since the rail system is relatively new and only goes to Canterlot, frontier locations like Appaloosa, and some way stations like Ponyville, they can't just take the train and they'll be traveling on foot.
When did you figure that out?
Gilda asked, clearly wanting to know how I knew about the railroad. The book. I didn't spend a whole 2 weeks poring over these things for nothing, and I already checked they're most up to date. See, the map even has a railway on it. They're all in the north half of the country. Since we just picked up this one in Manhattan, it's up to date, too.
Maybe you're not such a dumbass after all,
Gilda smirked. Brains, charm, stunning looks. It's a miracle you haven't thrown yourself at me. When we get a ship, we just may have to name it the Lady Killer. I chuckled, at which point she did throw herself at me. She pinned me to the ground and looked at me with half-lidded eyes and said,
764 to 151. You really shouldn't let your guard down.
Before climbing off and went back to lay down at her bed pillow, conveniently made of my feathers in a shaped silk sack.
Damn, it's so close! Dear Princess Celestia, why are ponies racist? Sincerely, Gilda.